Hey everyone, hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Have a little story for you guys today about why Prissy, the little flame dwarf gourami that I have that I'm so fond of, is now in the 55 gallon. Alright, you guys saw the little video where I moved my desert goby, my small little kind of bottom dwelling fish, into the 40 gallon along with my two little electric blue ram cichlids, because I had just gotten a biker and now I've got this guy as well, the turquoise severum, and I was concerned that the biker was going to possibly eventually eat my little cichlids. There's one of them right there. I think that's Dagon. I've actually got two of them now as well, so this is kind of a predator tank, so I definitely wanted to get them out of here. So anyways, I put them in there, and the cichlids were doing fine. At the same time, I also, there we go, there's a great view. That's the new one. I'm not sure what the name for this one is going to be yet, but up there under my duckweed, there's the algae eaters, the Siamese algae eaters. There were 4 of them, and as you can see, these guys are decent size back here in this corner at this point. And I've got this big guy here that I actually moved from the 40 gallon into this tank at the same time that I did this, because there was one of this little group of 4 that was really small, he hadn't grown, and he wasn't doing very well. So I went ahead and moved him in there. When I moved the others, I just forgot to update you guys about that when I did it. But anyway, so around the same time we also added some new neons into the 40 gallon. Not too many, but you know, they like to hang out in the Ambulia where Prissy is currently hanging out right now, in this tank, and that was also her favorite spot in the 40 gallon as well. But we started noticing that the neons in the tank had a lot of fin nips, and we just weren't sure who was doing it, because I have bumblebee gobies in there also, and they're known to fin nip sometimes if they don't have enough space, or you know, if somebody is infringing on their territory or that kind of thing. I named this guy Dean Winchester, by the way. He is really cool. I really like him. But so I just wasn't sure who the exact culprit was who was doing the fin nips, but I did notice a couple of small ones on, I think they're cording in here, on my electric rams. So I was kind of concerned about that, but I just wasn't sure who I was going to have to remove from the tank. And this morning I went in here. Excuse any mess that you see as we go through this house, by the way. There's always a ton of projects going on, like this guy. Just got this big tank, 125 I believe. Got it for $65 off of the Let Go app. That's a really great way to find stuff that you can work with that's used for good prices. But anyhow, I came in here and my other little dwarf ram cichlid was acting like his swim bladder was messed up, and he had a red spot above one of his eyes, like something had just, you know, just really packed a punch on him, hit him really hard, and he just, he was on his way out, and it was obvious that he wasn't gonna make it. So I had to go ahead and pull him from the tank this morning. I just couldn't stand to see him in there suffering, and I was really upset about it. I was gonna make a video earlier, but I can kind of get a little emotional with my animals sometimes, because I do really get attached to them. And I'm glad that it wasn't my bumblebee gobies though, because these guys are just, I love these guys. I've had them since we started doing these tanks, and they've just always been a lot of fun to work with, and especially at feeding time. They're quite possibly one of my favorite fish in here, so I'm really glad that it wasn't them that was the culprit. But anyway, basically found out that Prissy is a serial killer today, because the little Siamese algae eater that I told you guys about, the little tiny one, he disappeared. He is nowhere. I can't find him at all. And it's not the first fish that has disappeared out of this tank, but we just didn't know who ate it. And I know it can't be these guys, because these guys are predators, but they're tiny and they're well fed. They don't bother anybody. So, but yeah, just wanted to kind of let you guys know that that was going on, and tell you the little story there about Prissy and why Prissy will now be in the tank with the big fish where she belongs, and I'm gonna have to get a new friend for this guy. But that's the kind of stuff that happens sometimes, though. Little did I know I had a little, I don't know, very cute killer in here hanging out with my community fish this entire time. I think the only reason that the raspberries are still perfect is because they never really hung out back in the plants. They stay up front here in the mid to upper level of the water column most of the time, so lucky for them. But hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll update you guys as soon as anything new is going on.